Hello, welcome to my unboxing of the GT Spirit Porsche, it's a Ruf CTR Yellowbird, or the Yellowbird. There's a big argument about, well, not a big argument, there's an argument about whether only the car, the first car was called Yellowbird. Obviously it is a Ruf CTR, so anyway, GT Spirit have kindly, they do these lovely outer boxes, which is great. This is my third GT Spirit model that I've owned. I also owned the first model they ever did, which was a 964 Carrera RS 3.8. Let's see if I can get this out. It's not necessarily that easy with such a tight fitting box, but we'll get it there. Now, like I was saying, so a German company called Ruf takes the Porsche 911 from the mid to late 80s, and here we see we've got an image of the car, and they modify it. So they're taking a normal 3.2 Carrera from 1987 and they're putting twin turbos on it. So right, okay, we're getting through these packagings. So the model designation is GT161. That's the GT Spirit model designation. Right, okay. Now, it is a resin model, so there are no opening parts on it, no opening doors, front or engine cover. Right, here we go. Let's see, top, so we know we're going the right way. We've got stickers on the side to keep it shut. So I will just peel back the top half of this sticker to release the top half of the polystyrene. No more point taking it right off. And I'll even leave that, and there we go, straight in. So there's some tissue up here that's remained in the box. Right, okay, so just used my Victorinox Swiss card knife, which is an absolute fan of mine. Now really what I want to do is grab it by under the wheel arches, maybe onto the wheels, and see if I can, okay, it's not coming straight out. Let's check the bottom. That would be my mistake, won't it? So we have screws in there, so I will attempt to unscrew them with the same thing. So these look like number 1 or 2 Phillips screws. Make sure I'm going in the right direction. So no doubt these go straight through into the bottom of the model. Now, so this has just been released, September 2017. GT Spirit are making 2,000 of these items. So am I doing this up or undoing it? Feels like I must be doing it up. That can't be right. Right, okay. They're making 2,000, so it's a limited model. Now bear in mind that it was only probably a year ago, or maybe just earlier this year, that Spark have produced this same model, also in resin. Now I'm going to pause up there and come back to you when I've got these screws off. Right, okay, I've just finished unscrewing those. Great, okay, that's lifting straight out. I don't remember previous GT Spirit models having screws through into the chassis of the car. That makes some sense, stops you dropping out upside down. So, like I said, Spark also did, just earlier this year, an 18th scale of this, so it's going to be almost identical. So it'll be interesting to see when there are some comparisons of the quality of this model, GT Spirit, compared to the Spark one. Similar price range, perhaps the GT Spirit is a bit cheaper, but of course the Spark one sold out very quickly, and then the second-hand values were sky high. Right, okay, so for whatever reason, this car, right, this is what identifies it as the first model. These knacker ducts here were to cool the intercooler but never worked, so in the rest of the run, I think there was a total of 58 cars, they were removed and you just had cooling out through the rear bumpers here. So, right, this car, I've also got the 43rd scale Spark model, which I've got here, and you can see it's got the original number plates on it. So you can see there we've got, just get that running again, we've got the original number plate, MNP911, cleverly chosen, obviously a German plate. Whereas in this car we've got the Ruf CTR in the style of Ruf and in the style of the CTR lettering number plates on, which is a different choice. But looking at the other differences between the model, you've only got the same thing, you've only got the single wing mirror there. On this 43rd scale you've got a little Ruf lettering in red. You don't have that on this car. In the 43rd model you can see you've got the red seat belts inside, and on here they go all the way back to the rear bulkhead from the seats, so you're seeing quite a significant amount. Of course here you've got the very Ruf specific Speedline wheels. I don't believe they were used by anyone else, and they were only used on some of the Ruf cars, but you can always tell a Ruf by its wheels. So you can see a modern 911 Turbo S or something and it will look pretty standard, except if you look at the wheel centres it will say Ruf on it. Saw one a few weeks ago just in the local petrol station. So it looks like a nice model. The definitely a Carrera rear spoiler, not an early turbo with no intercoolers or a late turbo with side flaps, you could call them. So nice and slim rear spoiler there. Very nice detail. Looking into the cockpit, all very dark and black, which it should be, so you can't really see any detail in there. Underside of the car, let me see how I can... You've got a fair representation of the exhaust system and the turbos. It's nothing special. So this car is actually number 38 of 2000. So I pre-ordered it as soon as I heard about it on the GT Spirit website, so I would have been one of the first customers to get an order placed. But it's a lovely car. Of course, being my age, this is a car from my teens, and when I used to buy lots and lots of car magazines, and let me just pop those over there a second. And I've found in my loft a copy of World Sports Cars from summer '89, July, August, and in it they've got a Ruf CTR. Now it's not this Yellowbird, but it is yellow. Of course, plenty of CTRs, not all CTRs were yellow, so that's why you might say this was the one called the Yellowbird, and other CTRs were simply CTRs. There we go, we've got a fair write up there. They're saying 211.5 miles an hour, 0 to 60 tested by motor at 3.65 seconds. So that's just under 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. So bearing in mind this is a manual gearbox, it's not a double clutch or anything modern. You're getting a really good time. It's competitive with modern supercars, really. So recently Shmee had a drive by Alois Ruf, in the actual original Yellowbird, the one with these ducts on the side. So I'll put a link to that in the description for this video. And of course there's the famous Nurburgring Nordschleife lap. There'll also be a link to a copy of that video in the description. But I have to say, I'm happy with this model. Lovely positioning of those exhausts there, aggressive grille on the back, just the job really. Classic style racing bumper almost, and of course really Porsche followed that type of bumper with the 964 model after having the big rubber bumpers for the American market, which went everywhere, not just into America. So yeah, I'm happy to say it's a nice model. It's got the weight of the first, same weight of the first GT Spirit model, which I own, the 964 RS 3.8, and very happy with that indeed. One of the things that I think may well be better than the Spark model for this car is the accuracy of the rear tyres. The Spark model, the tyres seemed a little bit too high in profile, a little too bulbous as well. So these, they're not sticking too far out this way, they're not too high in profile that way. So yeah, I would say a nice looking model. It would be interesting to see what the pricing does over the coming months on eBay, where you can see examples of both cars. I mean, this car is certainly reasonably valuable, probably in the region of 70 to 80 pounds. So you're talking 80, 90 euros or dollars, American, US. So, but it's not a car I want to get rid of. So very happy with that indeed. Right, now it's just some close-up footage. Let's just go around the car. Let's angle the car this way. A bit more light. Too much light. I don't know if we can see much in the cockpit or not. A little bit. Reflection of my fingers. Oh, there we go. Yeah, plenty of detail in there. Not bad at all.